now. It's changed to what? Pointer. So that's the meaning of this CSS attribute that said what? Anytime you see a button under this form, you place your cursor on it, it should change to a pointer. So just go to my GitHub. I'll place this code there. Let me share my screen and take you to my GitHub page. Where is it? There's GitHub. So when you get to GitHub, try to register account, try to have an account. So you can share your link, let people follow you if you know you do something on GitHub. So I can see Walia just followed me like 12 hours ago. So I think that was when she was trying to download the code. So I have a lot of repo within my GitHub space. So the one we did yesterday is it. So when you get to this place, you can simply give a star, click on this just to recommend this for people. And then when you want to pull, you can pull a request, pull request. So I will see it and I can grant you access. Or another way to do it is just come to here and download the code with zip. Or you could do what? Git clone. So just come to this URL, copy it, go to your VS Code and do what's it called? Create new window. Create new window right now and do I can click, just press Control and what do we call this thing? The symbol. Sorry, English people. What do you call this? Let me show my on screen keyboard. I can't remember. Okay, this symbol here, what do you call it? So when you press Control key and you press this symbol, you see, when you press that symbol, what do you call it?
They're not approximate.
Is it approximate? So I don't know. So, but when you're on VS Code, when you press that symbol, it will open a terminal for you. It will open up a terminal. So, but on your system, make sure you go to Git. Go to just type Git on your ordinary Git on your search engine. Try to install what we call Git. So this, try to install it on your system. Make sure you have it on your system. Download it. Try to download Git and install it so that you'll be able to run a lot of commands as a web developer. So if I open new VS Code now and I do git clone. So if I want to clone this repository that I have on my GitHub here, this repository right now, if I want to clone it, the only thing I will do is this. I will come to this place. I can switch my directory. If I want to clone it on my desktop, I can switch directory. So for those of us that are familiar with Windows commands, you can change directory with CD to desktop. So can you see? When you change directory to desktop, you can say, okay, git clone, then copy the URL of that git repository and paste it there. So you just click and it will quickly clone this repo to your desktop, desktop. Then you can simply switch. Can you see the name of the repo is CodeOrbit? So you can simply switch to what? To that repo immediately. CD, change directory. That's the meaning of that CD. Change directory to what? To CodeOrbit. Can you see? It changed directory immediately. Then you want to open it with VS Code. You can simply type code and dot. So it will open up that directory with, can you see? So you need to kind of familiar with how to use what's it called? Command. So let's check again. Let's go to my desktop. Let's go to my desktop. Let's check. Can you see? This is the folder. Can you see? It's simply clone that repository and place it on my desktop immediately. So you don't need to stress yourself over here. I'm downloading this and that. No, you don't need to stress yourself. But if you still want to download it, you are free. There's no any issue. So just for your own sake, for learning sake, just try to use Git. Make sure you just install Git on your system. When you have Git on your system, you can simply do a lot of things. So yeah. I have it. So what else? Okay, let's try to do a little bit intro to JavaScript and see how it works. Because we use JavaScript for a lot of manipulation. Uh, in our web development, we use JavaScript for a lot of manipulation, even a lot of e-commerce websites, like you see calculation. So what is handling calculation within web JavaScript? So yeah, well, most of us here, we've been hearing about JavaScript. So have you tried to use it before? Do you find it difficult to learn? Or how do you see it? For those of us that at least heard about it before, or you attempted attempted to learn it. So how do you feel? How is JavaScript? Is it making sense to you? I know, Walia, you cannot deny that. Wakil, you cannot deny that. Oh, Kafi is here, senior data scientist. How is it going? Kafi, you missed yesterday. We did all this huge web page, like this beautiful web
Good
page.
good afternoon, guys.
Good
As in, yesterday
afternoon.
was quick. I was caught up in
Okay.
traffic. Don't get too many.
Oh, that's it.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go through it.
So, okay. So yeah. So I know most of us have heard about JavaScript, but it's been longer than what we think about. Most of us have even, far back sometimes ago, we learned JavaScript. We've seen uh, a lot of functionality of JavaScript within our web page. So how do we, what's it called? How do we make use of JavaScript to add interactivity to our web page, to make sure that it make our web page more of application rather than a website. So as a beginner, let's assume we are all beginner. We want to learn JavaScript right now. So what is JavaScript? It's also a programming language that allows you to add interactivity and dynamic behavior to web pages.
I can't hear you again. Yes.
Engineer Fis, your mic, I don't know. Is it mute?
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. You were quiet for quite a while.
Wow, that's serious. Sorry for that. So yeah, let's go back. Let me share my screen. Okay. So I was saying that this is our day 4, and our goal for this section is what? Introduce JavaScript fundamental and explain how it adds interactivity to our web pages. So we should be able to cover some key concepts of JavaScript, syntax, and at least practice some coding with JavaScript. So at the end of this, you will be able to add dynamic elements to your HTML and CSS web page. Okay, okay. So let's check some things. What do we have to cover? The basic placement. So how do we add JavaScript to our web page? Variables and data type, operators, functions, document object model, which is manipulation. We call it DOM manipulation, and also event handling within our web page. So JavaScript is a programming language, as we all know, that allows you to add interactivities and dynamic behavior to our web page. So, and the same way we have CSS yesterday, that, I told you guys, like, we can add CSS in three ways. Three ways of adding CSS is still the same way that we can use to add JavaScript. So, inline JavaScript, we have it. We have inline JavaScript, we have internal JavaScript, and the same way we have external JavaScript. So let's quickly do some stuff and call it, what's it called? Let's just create a simple page and do some manipulation around it. So let's call it name file and call it js.html. So we can embed JavaScript within our HTML as we did for what? For CSS. So I think I need to rename this, or let me delete it and create it again. New file, js.html. So let's put our basic stuff. So intro to JavaScript. So let's just call it intro to JavaScript. Then, yeah, let's have it. Let me click this web ID. You can leave this, what's it called, our terminal, but let me clear it because sometimes you need to see some things with console. So yeah, let's do an example of our JavaScript and say, let me assume that I have a button within my page. A button, something like this. I call it. So let me try to run this. Let me come to this place and change it to JS. So can you see? I have this button. So I can simply add JavaScript around this. So, but you need to learn the syntax of JavaScript. So how do we start with JavaScript? Let me just show you a sample first. Let's assume that I want to add an event to this button and say, oh, on click of this button, something to happen. And say alert something for me and say hello world. So and I'm okay. So this function here is a JavaScript function. And if I come to this page and click on this click me button, let's see what will happen. Can you see? Hello world. That's case number one. Case number two, we can add JavaScript internal, like the way we added CSS. That means at the top, within the head tag, we can simply add our JavaScript. So, but this is not a style. By this time, we call it scripts. JavaScript here is what? Scripts. So we have something like this. You had your script in between. So how do I think within this, I can simply create a new button and say, this button, I don't need this function here. I'll just have ordinary button. Ordinary button. Now, I want to write a simple JavaScript function and say function show message. So this is how to create function, but when we get there, you'll see it better. And say alert, welcome to JavaScript intro class. Then I'm good. So yeah, like this. But how do I call this function? I want to see, I can say show message. Now I want to call this function show messages. Show message. When you click on this button, we have how many buttons here now? We have 2 buttons. What does that mean? So we have 2 buttons. Let me break it here so that you can jump down. So let me add another break. So when you click on this show message, you want it to display something. You can simply come to this place and add click function and say what? Call the function of what? Show message. And that's all. Now come to my web page now, and I try to click on this button. Can you see? I'll be able to call the message. So that's what JavaScript for you. Now, the third way of having this is when you have external JavaScript, the way we added CSS yesterday. So within this place, I can simply create new JS folder. And within, I can create a new file and call it script.js. So I have my CSS here, I have my images here, anything called script, which is JavaScript, I can simply add it to this particular script document. So let's try it. I've created a script.js, but I need to add this script.js to what? To this particular page. Now, you should notice something here. If we check the file explorer here on my left hand side, you should notice that I have some documents showing in green color, in green, like this, meaning that this is tracking changes within my file. It's tracking changes within my files. So because I've pushed all the documents to Git since yesterday, and I've made changes to this particular directory, the particular folder, meaning that I've not pushed this script, I've not pushed this new js.html to the Git. So anytime I want to push now, it will show me like, okay, I have changes in this document, I have changes in this document. If I come to this place now and say about me, and I've added simple thing to this thing now, and come back here. Can you see? This has been pushed, but there's change there. I modify it. So the essence of having Git, that you can track changes with Git application on your file. Not only web development, even though you are doing data science, you are doing data analysis, as far as you use GitHub, try to learn how to manage to track changes. Yeah. So let's go again. Where are we? So I'm able to create this one. I have script.js. Now I need to link both of these together. How do I link my JavaScript and then my HTML document together? Now, I'll create another button. And say, let me say, alert from external message. So I can call this message 1. So I want to render another message from where? From my external file, but I need to link the external file to this page. I can simply call that by doing what? Script. And src is the source of your script. It's coming from JS folder and scripts.js. That's my script. So I'll be able to link both together now. Now, if I go back to my JavaScript here, let me close this. If I go back to my script.js here, I can simply do what? Type a script within this. Okay, let me, for instance, create a function. And what is the name of my function? I can call it show MSG. Okay, let me just use MSG instead of complete message. MSG. So am I passing any parameter? No, I'm not passing any parameter yet. I can simply say, okay, function alert. I say message from external JS. So we have this. So I can go back to my HTML here and call the function show MLG and save the document. So let's try it and see whether it's going to work. Can you see? We have a message from external JavaScript. So we've been seeing how to implement JavaScript within your web page. So that's one thing to know. Now, let's learn few things. Let's learn few things. In JavaScript, let me say in every programming language, we have what you call variable. This variable and data type is very, very important. We use variable to store data value. In JavaScript, you can declare variable in 3 ways. This data, what is it called? Variable is what you can use to store something. Just like when you are doing mathematics, they will ask you, let s is equal to y, or let s is equal to 0. Assuming s is this, assuming a is this, constant k is equal to this, pi is equal to 3.14 unicorn. So all this thing is a variable. We are keeping that particular value within a variable. Let's try it out and see how it works. So within our script here, within your HTML file, what do you call? I'm thinking of where to put this thing. Okay, let's just create a function here within our HTML. Or yeah, okay. Let's put it here. Let's declare variable. You can declare variable in 3 ways. You can either use let, you can use var, and you can use const. Like this. Uh, let's name equals to uh, let's name equals to Walia. And let's let me use page this, and let's is the log recording. So equals to what? Name and sorry, I guess that was my network. So yeah, I try to comment some things out here. String in declaring variable in JavaScript, we have what we, data type as well. So all this that we have at the top here is what we could know as what? Data type. We know it as a data type. So let me comment everything all at the same time and do multi-line comment. This is how to comment multiple line out. So I simply remove all this. I simply remove all this. I simply remove that. Okay, yeah. So we call all these data types in JavaScript. So imagine we have a string, any text, anything that is wrapped in a quote is what we know as string. Then we'll have integer, which is a number. Can be of integer of whole number or a float, which is what? The one that has decimal points. So when you are trying to declare variable, you should know how to declare your variable, so that it will be clear to the system that whether you are declaring a float or integer, a string or a boolean. So at this point, I say let name is equals to Waliyat. I make sure that, oh, this Waliyat is a string, is a character. I try to put it within a quote, showing that this name is what is what is it called? Is is a string. Yeah, the same age is what? Is a number. It's an integer of 18. A student is this one represent true or false, which is Boolean. Anytime you see true or false is what you know as Boolean. So you can simply say, oh, this is true, this is false. It's either 0 or 1. So we have array, collection of values. So your arrays will be in a what? Angle bracket. Is this angle bracket? No. Yeah, open close angle bracket. So while we have curly brace for objects, can you see object as name and value? Object uh, uh, I think yesterday I made mention of that was doing right. That's I think I made use of object yesterday. Yeah, can you see when you have name and content, something like this. So that is sample. So yeah, at this point we have person, we have this, and we have which is array. This is an array. Why this one is what? Objects. So at this point you can simply do this and call this string for this. Okay. This one is data type of what? In integer. So why this is Boolean? This is an array. Why this is what? Objects. So anytime you see someone declaring all these things, you know, this is an object, this is an array, this is what? This is integer, and so on like that. So that's about that. So let's go again and do. You can even check. You can check and do what? Console by saying what? Console.log. What is it called? Console.log type of what? Type of name variable. Can you see? You can simply do what? Type of name this. So if we come to this place, inspect, and come to console, Can you see at this point? It's showing me that I have a string. I have a string. So console.this, I have a string. So that's type of this. If I do the same thing for what is it called here? If I do the same thing for age, let's check it. Can you see? I have number. So anytime you want to get type of a variable, just simply call the function type of. So if we check for person now, so we are going to have objects. Can you see? We have object as a type of. So that's how it works. So the next thing I want you to understand is what? Arithmetic operators, comparison operator, and logical operators. So let's check it. Let's say console dot log 2 plus 3. I mean 2 plus 5, something like this. What do we have? So can you see? Can you see the answer here? What is happening now? I think I will need to stop the live server. Let me stop live server. I don't like the way this thing is disturbing us. Where is it? Stop live server. Yeah. So, but how do I run my code? I can simply go to this my directory. I will just click on Revit, the page, CodeOrbit, and then JS. So I don't need the live server is giving us issue. So let's have it this way. Take this out. So you go to console. Very clean like this. So yeah. Console the line down aside. So you can also do something like this. Let x is equals to 10 and let y equals to what? 7. And you can do what? Console.log. What am I passing? I'm passing x and y. So I can say x plus y. X plus y. I have it. So what do we have? What do we have? If I try to reload this, can you see x plus y is equals to 17? So you can simply do, let me duplicate this and say, is x greater than y? Let's check it out. Is x greater than y? And see the answer. So I'll just reload. Can you see? Yes, 10 is greater than 7. I have true, showing me a Boolean. So I can check again. S is equals to 10. So there's a function called equality, and which is equal sign 3 times, and y I'm trying to compare now. We have three things called, we have comparison operator. So comparison operator in this thing in, let me just give you this. So at this point, let me check. I can put it together for you. Yeah, okay. So that at least when you have this, you can fall back to it at any time. So we have arithmetical operator. We have yeah, all this. So I want to check if truly you want to compare two things, you want to see whether they are truly equal to each other. So we can do, is x actually equals to 10 and y equals to 7. Is it true that they are equal to each other? If the two conditions meant, that means if it met the two conditions, then it will show true. If not, it will show false. Let's check it. Can you see we have true? If this one is not true, let's check. Let's check. If this is not true, what are we going to have? Can you see? If any of these conditions is not true, it will show false. But this, when we are using and or what? And logical operator. Can you see here? We have and. But let's try or. If we are using or, that means one of the condition, the moment one of the condition met this thing, we are having a true value. Can you see? Let's check. Can you see now? This is or operator. At least one of the condition must be met. So that is the meaning of or yeah, or, and we have not too. So we have not equal, we have greater than, we have less than. All this we can easily use them to check some things. So those are the simple things you need to understand about JavaScript. Yeah, let's check something again. Another thing to learn in JavaScript is what we call functions. How do you declare function to do something for you? Function. So functions allow you to create a code now. You know, when you create something and you want to reuse that code by defining it once and calling it multiple times. So you create a function and you want to keep using it throughout your development. Anytime you need it, just call it from your document, whatever it is, within your directory, call it and then make use of it. So yeah, let's check it. Like the way we declare function earlier, we know we declare a function at the top here, and when we needed it, we call it. When we needed this, if I need this show message now, I can call it within my, I can say, let me call it function, let me do a function called greet. Greet. So we want to create a function called greet and say what? Console.log. Good morning. So how do I call this function? I want to call this function. I can simply call it by doing what? Greet. So let's see. When you load this, can you see? I have good morning. But if I did not call this function, it will never come. It will never come. Can you see? Let me reload this. It will not show until you call it. So I can easily pass even parameter to this and say, okay, good morning. I can put username here as a what? As a what's it called? I can put username and do plus username. So I can come to this place and call it greeting and pass a name. Let me just pass a name and say okay. So let's see. Run it. Caught error. Wakil is not defined. So Wakil is not defined. What happened? What happened? Okay, I think I need to use return. Okay, let's see. Username is equals to okay. Yes, if you want to pass parameter into your function. So let's try to do greeting username. Let's try it. Let me check again. No error, but it's not showing us what you are trying to return. Right? Return. Okay, let's do it this way. Control S. I see. So good morning, Wakil. But because we did not put space, let me add one space to this place. Okay, good morning. Okay, so I'm using this parameter username to call the username. Sometimes you log into a website and then you see a function that will just tell you, oh, welcome back, so username. So, and that's how it works. So can you see what we just did now? I create a function called greet and pass the parameter of username. So then I return it to the console.log and say what? Good morning plus what? This plus means you are concatenating something. Since we are not dealing with integer now, we are not dealing with mathematics. Plus in JavaScript means concatenation. So you are concatenating username and this good morning. Then the username, yeah, Wakib, you pass the username into the greeting function. Then it return good morning. Okay. So that's how to declare function. Yeah. Let's do one more function and probably we'll wrap it up today. So one more function and say let's do function. I don't want to be using this thing again. Function, having this and say what's the name of our function? Let's just say add. Parameters to be A and B. So you can more than one parameter into your function. And then I want to return something after this. And what I'm returning is what? A plus B. A plus B. So this is it. Now I can pass into my console and say console.log. What was that? I can say pass my function, add A and B. The A and B that I'm referring to now, I can say, okay, A comma 7. I want to add both of them together, which is 4 comma 7. So instead of me using 4 plus 7 or anything, since I've created a function and the function is to add two numbers together, two integers together. So it can simply return that particular add. So that's it. Can you see? All these things, they are very, very important. So they are very, very important why we do work with JavaScript. So guys, JavaScript can be a little bit tedious. So, but you just have to learn it, need to practice, need to learn more and understand it. So that by the time we are seeing it, it's maybe what is it called? With some manipulation, you won't get tired of it. So again, I know we cannot finish JavaScript in a day. So, but tomorrow, before we start our project, we'll try much as possible to see how we can use JavaScript to perform document object model, which we call DOM. So, which allow us to interact and manipulate HTML elements. So that's the most important aspect of JavaScript nowadays. So, for instance, now you can use JavaScript to select elements. You can use JavaScript to query, to select a particular document based on ID or based on class name. So it's really, really important, and it will help you and will give you like a lot of strong background in web development. So if you have any question, please easily ask. We don't have, let me just show you how I'll push this to my GitHub immediately so everybody can see it. So where's my, where's that thing? I'm trying to get my, okay, can you see this is what we have within the Git space now. And see that we don't have any JavaScript folder here. But let me just go to my code editor. So since I'm able to install Git on my system, I can simply do Git add all. Add all. Dot means all. So you can easily add all and then hit enter. So I can put a commit message and say, okay, git commit its message, and then do my message will be day 3, day 4, day 4 class. So and then put this, also include this. Can you see? So it's ready to be pushed to the repository. So I can also do git push. So if we add everything to the GitHub, can you see? Here now I have 100% telling me that we'll be able to push this document to my Git. Can you see? So completed with 2 local objects, or this. So let's refresh this and see what we have. Can you see? I have my JavaScript folder. I have Git. So you can simply go here. If you clone it before, you can easily update it. So this is the essence of cloning. So if there's any change here, just go and run Git. I think is it Git update or something like that. So just for it to have updated this thing. So, but if you downloaded it earlier like this, you cannot have it like auto update. So you have to come and download it again. So share with your friend. Let's share knowledge. invite them to come and learn. So probably after this, can you see the commit message before class added? It's a little change here. That's the reason why we have it there too. And then the JavaScript folder. So it shows that I just added this in a minute ago. So that's how JavaScript works. What's it called? Git works. So it's really help you to track your changes, and then I don't know if you have any question, anything to say. So let's limit our class so that you guys can do something. I want to see you guys putting some things on the group. Let's see let's see the impact of what we are teaching you. So tomorrow we have some, I think I'm inviting someone tomorrow to come and say one or two things to us. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for coming. And it's good. So that's the only issue we always have. People have interest, but they not interest immediately is looking somehow complex. So, but we are all good. Kathy, what's going on? India, I think you are good for today. Let me stop recording.